So, I haven't replayed GTA 4 since I made that first video that I made. So that would have been back in 2018. I haven't replayed this game in a while. Back when I played it back before I made that video and around that time, I was really obsessed with the game and I played it a lot. That's why I knew it so well, and that's why I was able to kind of make a video about it. But I hadn't really replayed it in a long time until recently when I decided to do it again. It felt like it was time. I had replayed San Andreas 2 years ago, and it really rose up for me. I really liked it a lot more on that replay. I used to like Vice City more than San Andreas, but that's no longer the case. I did another playthrough of GTA Vice City recently, and GTA 3. I bought the definitive edition, by the way, and I played through it. At least for 3 and Vice City. I did not play San Andreas because I found it to be too unbearable. It looked so bad, and it just does not look right at all. And it's got too many problems. But I have to go back on my video that I made recently about the GTA trilogy because after playing it and after picking it up for $40, I think for the GTA 3 and GTA Vice City portions of the remake, remaster, re-release, I think those parts are worth it, especially coming off of the PC version that I had, because there really was no like camera control, like proper camera control. Like when you were in a car on the PC version, you couldn't control the car camera with a mouse. So there were things like that just weren't very good. You could control the car camera with E and Q keys to like look right or to look left, like the camera would kind of snap right or snap left to do a drive-by where, Tommy or Claude would stick their gun out the window. So that was kind of how the camera control worked. Otherwise, it was just a lock-on camera. With the PS4 version that I played of the definitive edition, the camera was just so much better, and those games are much more fun now to play for me than they were before. Because when I tried to go back and replay GTA 3 and Vice City, it was pretty hard. I played them a lot back when I first played them, and I first did play them on the PC, so I played them like several times back in the day. But going back now, especially, I don't know why, but for some reason Vice City, it was really hard, just because like it felt like that game really needed good camera control because of how the angles are in Miami, or angles, but what I mean is the turns, just turning and sharp turns, like all the streets are just like you're turning right, you're turning left, you're turning right, like it just felt like it needed better camera control to be able to see what the hell I was even doing. While GTA 3 had more kind of straight streets, like freeways to compare it to that, or long stretches before intersections, while GTA Vice City was just intersection after intersection. And anyways, I would say I recommend that version if you can get it cheap. Just got to say all that before I get to this topic here. And one other thing as well, the songs that I said were removed. A lot of the songs from San Andreas were removed, but the songs from Vice City that were said to have been removed from that PC Gamer article turned out to not be removed, so it was fake news. So I'm sorry about that if I misled anyone, which I must have. So I'm going to delete that video at some point here, because it just has misinformation on it. All the songs that you want are pretty much still in Vice City. It's just missing Michael Jackson and Ozzy Osbourne, which is unfortunate. But like all of the Wave is still there. I think all the Rap Station is still there. It's all still there. So that's good news that I have. So I would recommend getting GTA 3 and GTA Vice City, or getting the definitive edition for those two when you get a chance. They're not perfect. There's some glitches. There's like visual glitches when you're flying a helicopter, I've noticed in Vice City. Like there's a little bit of blurring underneath it, and there's some issues here and there. I would say Vice City, it's probably a good idea to turn off Bloom when you play Vice City on the definitive edition, because it's just a little bit too bright. At least for me it was. So turning down the brightness and just a little bit, and turning off bloom really helped for me. So I would recommend those things. And plus you can turn off motion blur and depth of field if you wish. I prefer to keep on depth of field but remove motion blur. So yeah, I would recommend those for you guys out there if you can get it cheap. So anyways, to this topic now, GTA 4. I've been replaying GTA 4, and there's something I mentioned in my video that there's always something new when I replay GTA 4. There's always some detail or something that I didn't really realize. And that still stands true to this day. And what I've come to realize is that Karen is the most underrated character in GTA. Maybe across the whole series. But certainly within 4, I think she's very, very underappreciated. And I'm just going to give a really quick case as to why she's underappreciated, because it just kind of dawned on me in the moment. She is the most loyal girlfriend out of all of them in the game. Out of all the different girlfriends that you can have in the game, she was the most loyal. Let me explain why. First, I'm going to go down the list of the other girlfriends. There's the one girlfriend that was on Love Meet, Carmen. She was just kind of selfish, and I want to go to Hollywood, I want to do all this stuff. She was just distractions. It was all distractions for her. It was all whatever. She's basically a joke girlfriend. The girl on Craigslist, she was, or Craigslist as it's a parody of, she had all these problems with like family issues, and she just was kind of using you as like a therapist almost, just to talk shit about her parents and talk shit about her family and all of her problems. Plus she had like these cocaine problems and stuff like that, or drug problems. So she was not the best. The other girl was kind of similar. I forget her name. She was okay. I think she was studying to become a lawyer or something. But she was just kind of like, she also just kind of used you to talk about her problems. Like, that was it. She just used you to talk about social justice and her political beliefs. Like, she's kind of like what would I call it? I guess a college progressive liberal stereotype, I guess, feminist like type character. I don't quote me on that 100% because I haven't dated that character in a long time, or tried or looked at things online to see her cutscenes and all that. Then on the other hand, you have Kate, who betrays you basically at the end, when if you do the deal ending, she just leaves you and abandons you because she's like, your life is too fucked up. I can't stay with you, so I can't do that. So she basically leaves you because of selfishness. Like, and that's not what love is. See, what love should be, and I've been learning a lot about, lately I've been learning a lot about church history, like the Catholic Church, the Christian Church, and, there's this bishop that I like to listen to sometimes, and, he described it really well, what love is, or what love should be. That love is to will the good of the other for its own sake. Not for your sake, but for their sake, because you love them. It's to will the good of the other. That's what true love is. And Kate, at the end of the day, was selfish. She didn't, if she truly loved Niko, if she truly cared, she would have stayed with him. I believe that. But she didn't do that. She didn't do that. She left. And it was because she was looking out for herself. And to be fair to her, she almost died, because if you do the revenge ending, then she does die. So she was very close to dying. She dodged a bullet there, literally. So if you go the deal ending. But still, she should have stayed with Niko. She really loved him. Now, Karen, she does not stay with Niko. However, so she's not loyal in that way. But it's because Niko outwardly rejects her, and she knows that it is no longer possible after going through something like that a relationship could not sustain at that point. But here's why Karen is loyal, and here's why Karen matters. Because without Karen, Niko would have died. She says this word for word. She says, "You're lucky that no one else got their hooks into you, or it wasn't someone else that got their hooks into you. That it was me." Implication being that she vouched for you, basically. So it could have been way worse. And the way she talks to you when she tells you, "I've been working with the federal government, I've been working with the FBI or the FIB or whatever," she doesn't overtly say that. But when she tells the truth about this, she says, "I'm so sorry, Niko." And I believe her. I do. Even though there's things about her portrayal that seem fake, like when you're dating her, she's a little bit too nice sometimes. But then there are times where it does feel like it might be that she's telling the truth, that she maybe does feel things for you. Because she did look after you at the end of the day. And also, the big thing here, if it wasn't for Karen, you wouldn't have worked for the UL paper guy. If you didn't work for the UL paper guy, you never would have been set up with Darko. Which is the moment that changed Niko's life forever, pretty much, whether or not you spare him. Now, if you kill him, Niko realizes that revenge is pointless, and if you spare him, Niko realizes revenge was pointless. But the whole event that this game is building to is Niko finding closure to his life, to his midlife crisis, his constant war that is going on in his mind, that he keeps reliving, and he's in this rut and he can't get out, and he's stuck. And that's what's so compelling about him, is that he's stuck in his own mind. He's in a mental trap. He thinks that this is the only way. He thinks, I can kill people and that's it. That's my destiny. That's my fate. He's doomed by this, and he thinks that he doesn't have a choice when he does. And that's the key. That's the key. He feels stuck. And what I think Niko is as a person is, I think Niko Bellic is a good person that has given up. I don't think Niko Bellic... To say Niko Bellic is a bad person doesn't tell the whole truth. Is he a bad person? Maybe, probably. He does kill people. Karen says that you've killed people, and you're lucky to be alive. So he's killed people, and he's done a lot of bad things, but it's always an excuse. It's always, this is the way I'm meant to be. I'm trapped this way. I think of Darth Vader in Star Wars, when Luke tries to save Vader, and Vader says, "It's too late for me, my son." Like, that's how Niko is. I think Niko is a good person that has given up, and has just thrown in the towel and decided, this is my fate. I'm gonna be terrible. There's a song by Nirvana called Dumb, and in the song, Kurt Cobain describes this sort of, I didn't understand the song when I first heard it, because I was like, what is this about? But when I re-listened to it, I kind of realized what it was, that it's not that the character, the protagonist of this song is in fact dumb. It's that he's making a decision to be dumb, because he's given up. I think I'm dumb. I think I'm dumb. I'm going to sniff glue and, what did you say, perish with you? Something like that. Or die with you. Something like that. I'm misquoting it totally. But it is a character that is he has given up. He has given up. He's consciously making the decision to be dumb. That's Niko. That's Niko. He's reached rock bottom, and he's been at rock bottom for so long that he doesn't have the will to swim up to the top again and to go for air, to live. He doesn't have that will anymore, so he's just given up. And he needs money, and he needs to protect his cousin. He has a death wish. He even says this, I don't care if I live or die, and I'm here to make money. And this is the only way I know how to, because I'm good at it. And that's my fate. He's given up. But who saved him at the end of the day? Karen. Now, maybe not directly, but indirectly, she did. Because she didn't give up on him. Because she gave him a chance, and she vouched for him. And because of that, she kept her end of the bargain, The UL paper guy kept up his end of the bargain. Niko was confronted by Darko, and the moment of his life that changed everything happened. And that's GTA 4. And that's a big detail that I did not realize when I made that video 4 years ago. And there it is. There it is. So I have some more videos that I have planned. I actually have a James Bond video that I recorded, but I haven't re-listened to. I recorded it a while ago because I watched the movie No Time to Die, which inspired me to make a James Bond video. So that's coming up. Yeah, and trying to think if there's anything else, but I don't think so. So that's my immediate plans. Thank you for listening, and again, I'm sorry that I misdirected anyone on that GTA trilogy video. Yeah, so for anyone out there seeing this around the world, have a good day.